Let's go check this place out. Hey man.
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
We're good, we're good. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, my name is Edward Smith and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we're going to have a look at probably the best home studio setup I've seen in person. I know that a lot of you guys enjoyed the previous home studio tour that I did, and because of that I have decided to try and get a few more home studio setups lined up for the future. And to make sure you guys don't miss any of those videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and click the bell notification. But without any further ado, let's just get straight into this insane home studio setup and see what it's all about.
My name is Katsuya Sezaki and I go by Kats. I was born in Brazil, grew up in Japan, went to high school in Tennessee, and came to LA to pursue music. So 2020 we decided to purchase the house. This was 2-car garage, but we decided to transform to studio space right away. One thing we wanted to do, when I always did the studio space in my last apartment, it was just a one big space, and we thought about making it like that, but I've always wanted to have vocal booth so that the vocalist can be isolated and I could be in a control room. It is a home studio, but I think it would set apart from like a home studio vibe. It makes it feel more professional. Since my wife is a vocal coach and my sister is a guitarist, they kind of incorporated the whole vibe of the studio. And I was just gonna make very dark and you know, so-called vibey studio, but kudos to them. They wanted to have a brighter space, and this studio doesn't have any window, so that's one of the other reasons we wanted to make the studio vibe bright and fresh. Moving on to the desk. This desk is Buso Audio Producer XL and it comes from Hungary. I love the desk. I mean, the white finish with the rack space was perfect for me, and also the size of the studio. It took like a month and a half to 2 months to get it here compared to other studio desks that sells around States. The price is more affordable, I would say, but it looks so good and we love it so much. Moving on to the computer, I use iMac Pro. This actually was my dream computer when it came out. The spec is pretty high. It's 18-core Intel Xeon, and I use a Logic Pro X as my DAW. I use the iPad Pro 11-inch as the extended monitor. Even though it's an 11-inch monitor, it's always good to have extra space. I usually use it as the mixing kind of a window, or maybe the schedule window, or anything that I can kind of put it down there. I think it becomes very useful. Moving on to the monitors, I have two pairs. My main pair is the Genelec 8341, and my second pair is Yamaha HS5. I love having two monitors so that I can A and B during the mixing stage, or even when I'm tracking, I can kind of see how the tone is, knowing the character of these guys. Knowing the character of HS5, mid-range is pretty strong, so you can kind of get a good image of the vocal, and Genelec just gives you a really great overview of the sound. So for me, having two pairs really saved my life to adjust correctly. Now onto the audio interface. I use Apollo 8 Quad. I really love Apollo series. Their plugins are just really top notch. From there, I ran through Neve 1073 microphone preamp, just best in the industry. Inserted into 1176 and Teletronics LA2A. I created this one single channel that is comparable to pretty much any studio out there, using Neve 1073 going into 1176, LA2A, just wildly renowned compressors. I've done that so that I can obviously compete the quality with any other studio. I wanted to give artists an experience to record in the highest quality possible. I really wanted to get a really nice vocal, so I really focused on having this one strong channel. And the MIDI keyboard I use is the Yamaha MX61. I love the size of the 61. It's just really enough for me to play through the songs, and I like MX61 because it has its own sound that I don't have to generate DAW to hear the piano sound. It comes out, oops, here, it comes out as is. Oops. Well, here, there we go. Shit, okay. Woo, okay. Moving on to the vocal booth. Right here as well, we wanted to make the room dead as it can be. So we put the acoustic panel everywhere and the cloud. Acoustic treatment, I think it's so important. Obviously, when you're recording, you want the signal to be dry. If that sound is bouncing off of the walls or stuff like that, you wouldn't have much of a choice. You actually would have to fix it using some other plugins. So this room is pretty treated. This is actually double layered drywall with rock wool, and you can see the tilt on the window. Window is really the enemy of acoustic treatment, but if you're gonna have it, if you have to have it, you want to tilt it. But one of the things that I would have done differently is to have a little bit more space between this wall and that wall. One of the things that I think I could have done better in studio design is that I could have more space between the control room and the vocal booth. It's good to have an empty space. That kills the sound the most. They say.
I'm gonna play music and then it's gonna stop and zoom in on your face and be like,
they say.
They say. The best thing in the world.
Yeah, because no, somebody told me that, right? Like somebody told me that, and it's true, right? But I don't know if it's true. But anyways,
I'm including all of this.
Shit!
2 hours later.
I love these little butts. This motivates the singers to sing well. Good butts for the win. Moving on to the whole microphone setup. I have a very sturdy microphone stand. A lot of singers likes to tap on their feet. I had one of those little lighter one, cheaper one. And every time they tap, you could hear that little thump in the recording, so it's better to have a sturdy microphone stand. I use Browner Velvet X as my go-to vocal microphone. My next big studio upgrade would be microphone. I really want to invest on really good tube condenser microphone for all the artists that comes through to the studio. For me, I really want to give them a professional experience when they come to this studio. This, as you can see, this pop filter.
The way you're holding it.
This pop filter. I use this pop filter. I forgot the name of it, but it's double filtered. It's pretty nice. And I use a gooseneck with a separated stand. For the headphones, for the artist, I use Audio-Technica M50X. They're really great headphones. I actually, when I'm checking on the mix, I come to the vocal booth to listen to the headphone just so that I can get the image from this headphone. So definitely recommend it. One of the tools that I love the most in this vocal booth is this mirrored monitor that's shared from the main screen. This makes it so much easier to communicate with the artist. When I'm editing, they know exactly what's going on. A lot of times when they don't see it, they're like just standing around wondering if I'm talking crap, wondering what the heck they're doing. They get to see what I'm actually doing and which take I am choosing. This makes so much easier to communicate with the artist, and this has been the lifesaver for me to have in the vocal booth. Another thing that I really focus on is for them to be hydrated. I have water set up for them, and also when sometimes artists get so emotional, they need tissue box. So
Are you gonna cry?
they cry or they get sinuses.
So that brings this video to a video to an end. I'd just like to remind you guys that if you want to follow Katz, his Instagram is linked down in the description below. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And I will see you for another one next time.